We've seen firsthand at ShareTribe that two-sided marketplaces are phenomenal businesses. In 2021, two-sided marketplace sales took as much as 67% of all global e-commerce. By 2027, it's expected that third-party sales to online marketplaces will be the largest and fastest-growing retail channel in the world. If you're wondering how two-sided markets work and how you could build a successful marketplace business, this video is for you. We'll cover how two-sided marketplaces work and make money, and how you can solve the challenges and benefit from the unique opportunities of the two-sided business model. Let's start it. A two-sided marketplace is a platform that connects buyers and sellers. For example, Airbnb brings together apartment owners and travelers looking for accommodation. Etsy connects the buyers and sellers of unique, handmade, or vintage items. Upwork helps companies hire freelancers and freelancers to find their next gig. The marketplace platform helps these two groups find each other, interact, and make secure payments. This model can work in any market or niche, dealing with products, services, or rentals, and for C2C, B2C, or B2B. And it can work at any scale. Among the marketplace giants, the Amazons, the Alibabas, and the Airbnbs of the world, there are thousands of thriving businesses of different sizes that are benefiting from two-sided market dynamics. You'll find some inspiring examples of these through the links below. In fact, the venture fund FJ Labs, whose portfolio, by the way, includes all those giant marketplace names and then some, says they continuously evaluate between 40 to 50 new pitches from marketplace founders every single week. What all this means is that if you're considering building a two-sided marketplace, there is still plenty of opportunity left for new founders. Next, let's look at the key factors behind the success of the two-sided model and how it can bring powerful benefits to all parties involved. Let's start with why users, your sellers and your buyers, are drawn to marketplaces. Both these sides of a two-sided market have a lot to gain by choosing a marketplace over more conventional solutions. The buyers get the ease and convenience of an online platform. They get access to a wide selection to choose from, and usually they get lower pricing than from non-marketplace alternatives. The sellers, on the other hand, get access to a big pool of customers. They get a set of powerful tools to manage their business bookings and payments, and they get a community of other sellers to learn from and connect with. And importantly, the marketplace founder sees benefits as well. They are low initial startup cost and risk, a lucrative business model, phenomenal scalability, and network effects. Next, a few more words on each of these counter benefits. First of all, starting a two-sided marketplace can be done at a very low budget. A marketplace founder doesn't need to invest in initial inventory. The supply side creates the inventory for you. And here's the kicker. Building a marketplace platform used to take a 5 or 6-figure tech budget. But nowadays, marketplace software, like ours at ShareTribe, lets you launch your business at a fraction of that cost, and even without any coding skills. So in short, starting a new two-sided marketplace has never been this easy. Second, two-sided marketplaces have a powerful monetization strategy at their disposal: commission. Commission means that the marketplace takes a cut out of each transaction it facilitates. This model works so well for two core reasons. First of all, it's very user-friendly. Nobody has to pay for using your platform before they get value from it, i.e. they make a sale or find what they're looking for. That means the barrier to becoming a new user on a marketplace is very low. Second, commission is usually the most lucrative model for the platform owner. It's predictable and scalable, and it's so closely tied to the value you provide that increasing pricing when your offering improves can be relatively easy. Commission is by far the most popular marketplace monetization strategy, but it's not the only alternative. I highly recommend checking out our dedicated video on choosing the right marketplace revenue model, where Katri explains all your options in more detail. Third, marketplaces are incredibly scalable. When you don't need to own inventory, it's not only getting started that becomes easier. Entering into new markets is easier too. You can introduce new locations or categories with a version of the playbook that you used to launch. Big, risky investments in physical infrastructure aren't usually needed. And if you've chosen your marketplace software well, you can easily adapt it as you grow. For example, ShareTribe lets you add custom-coded functionality on top of the no-code marketplace builder whenever the time is right for you to make that investment. This means you can grow and expand your business and your platform iteratively without making risky bets. Finally, two-sided markets benefit from a uniquely powerful growth dynamic called network effects. Network effects are a phenomenon where the marketplace becomes more valuable to each user when the total number of users grows. More customers means more opportunities for sellers. More sellers means more selection and lower prices for customers. A virtuous cycle is born where the growth from marketplace generates more growth. If you're interested in learning more about network effects, I have an entire video on this topic where I discuss how small players can benefit from network effects, even if a large incumbent has gained the early advantage. Now it's time for us to look at the flip side of the coin, some unique challenges of two-sided markets and how to overcome them. What makes a two-sided business powerful is also what makes it challenging. This means any founder considering a marketplace needs to solve these 5 persistent marketplace challenges: building the right product, solving the chicken and egg problem, reaching liquidity, preventing platform leakage, and building trust among your users and for your platform. Let's look at how to solve each of these challenges. The first challenge is knowing what to build. Marketplaces are some of the most complicated websites there are. Airbnb today employs over 1,000 developers. So it's not surprising that we've heard a version of this story from so many founders. They have a truly terrific marketplace idea. They realize that they'll need a complicated website to power it. They find a developer or an agency, describe their demands, and spend several months and tens of thousands of dollars building the MVP, only to discover that it doesn't really work. I urge you not to make this same mistake. Don't build a complicated technical product before you know what works for your specific audience. Instead, start with a minimum viable product and launch it to real users as early as possible. Then, get feedback from these users and iterate accordingly. ShareTribe's no-code builder is a great solution for this, but really you could even do something super simple like a Google Sheet and use tons of manual work to connect the two sides. Second, marketplaces face what's often called the chicken and egg problem. Marketplaces with the best supply win customers. Marketplaces with lots of customers attract the best supply. What can you do when you need one side to get the other? Luckily, there are many battle-tested tactics to combat the chicken and egg problem. I have an entire video on this where I go through a whole list of these tactics with lots of real-life examples, and I do recommend checking that out. But if I summarize all the examples into a single piece of advice, that piece of advice would be this: focus on getting the supply side to commit to your platform at first. When you have the initial supply, bring in just enough demand for them. It's often a lot easier to convince sellers to join a platform and wait for a while for the demand to come in. Customers, on the other hand, need to find a good selection of supply from day one, because otherwise they leave and never return. The third challenge is reaching liquidity. Two-sided businesses need to find a balance where both sides, sellers and customers, are just the right size to serve one another. This is called liquidity. Liquidity means the likelihood of a seller making a sale on your marketplace and a buyer finding what they're looking for. Ask any marketplace expert, investor, or experienced founder, and they'll tell you that liquidity is the North Star metric for any marketplace. That's why I also have an entire video on what liquidity is, how you measure it, and how you improve it. But the summary is: start small. Many early-stage founders think marketplaces need huge volumes to work, but in fact, very often the opposite is true. You should start with a small group of users and do whatever it takes to get them to transact. When you've reached high liquidity in your initial small network, you can start growing your audience gradually. The fourth challenge is the daunting byproduct of the commission model: marketplace leakage. Leakage happens when sellers and buyers use your marketplace to find each other, but then make the payment outside of your platform and skip paying your commission. Usually, the best way to combat leakage is to prevent it by offering enough value. If users get enough value from your marketplace, they won't go through the trouble of bypassing your payment system just to avoid your commission. Smooth and secure marketplace payments are a vital component. Other aspects of value could be added security and trust, or great bookings or stock management tools, or any other ways of reducing friction and adding convenience in the transaction. Finally, a marketplace can only work when there's trust. A marketplace lets complete strangers interact and exchange money and goods. These users need to be able to trust both each other and your marketplace before that can happen. Some ways to foster trust in a two-sided market include curating a high-quality supply, establishing clear rules or a code of conduct, supporting communication between users, using technical solutions like double-blind reviews, user verification, and escrow, and offering trust-enhancing additional services like insurance or buyer protection. Many of these trust-building mechanisms pay back in more ways than one. They improve your product offering, build your brand, encourage repeat usage, and foster a sense of community among your users. So, let's wrap up. Two-sided marketplaces connect supply and demand. They usually make money by charging a commission from every transaction they facilitate. There's a huge opportunity for two-sided marketplaces to bring transparency, efficiency, and trust to buying, selling, or renting almost anything. To boot, starting a marketplace has never been easier. At the same time, two-sided marketplaces have inherent challenges every founder faces. To succeed, you need to know how to validate your idea, know what to build, reach liquidity, prevent platform leakage, and build trust among your users. As it happens, my colleague Katri has created a fantastic video series where she takes you through all these steps and a lot more. And if you prefer to learn by doing, you could start your own two-sided marketplace right now at sharetype.com. Thanks for watching and best of luck with your two-sided marketplace.